Happy Easter, everyone. How are you guys doing? I hope you're well. Thank you so much for viewing the last video upload that I had a couple of days ago. I really appreciate it. It's getting a lot more views, and I'm just really grateful for you subscribing and taking a chance with this channel. Go ahead and check out my bio on my website. It's www.drzhivagoglobal.com, and I am so happy to present with a few other items that I'm going to be embarking on and trying, and this is all about sharing and caring. You guys are my neighbors, whether you live far or near, and I really appreciate all of you so much. Happy Easter to those who celebrate Easter, and if you don't, just a happy Sunday. Okay, so the last video I focused on was selling handmade, and yes, selling handmade is so important in today's situation. A lot of our very big upcoming artists on YouTube that identified as YouTube as creating a platform to, share their creative artwork or whatever, or DIY, educational, or even just, entertainment wise. YouTube TV and YouTube mobile, YouTube in general has reached a global platform, and I'm really glad that it's happening now, that I just happen to have this opportunity to slide in to the monetization and sharing my content and ideas with you guys, and also being able to make a little bit of income with that sharing, because who can work in this world without an income? We have to all, pitch in and try to help one another. And that is also the ads that help sell products. And I hope that, you understand that. We're trying to sell also our products and our branding with you guys, as well as inserting ads that potentially might help another company, stay afloat in this economy, in this era. But so anyways, I wanted to share how I create handmade with the tools that I've been collecting over the years. And these are tools that you can get also on Amazon or eBay, or just in those general websites like Wayfair. I bought my Cricut from Wayfair for $150. That was a steal of a deal back then. And now they're like, what? I don't even know, maybe 400 and up. There's different kinds of Cricut, cutters out there, so you don't have to go with the Cricut brand. I'm sure other people have other brands out there, and they're really happy with that and satisfied. But I use Cricut. I also use, for my new binding that I just discovered and love to do, is plain old glue sticks. I use these mini size. I bought these a long time ago. I kid you not. I bought these years ago, and I have like 2 packages of these 100 multi-temperature mini size glue sticks. And I have discovered the art of binding my own notebooks, and it's amazing. I'm hooked. I'm literally hooked, because that I could do it myself in this era of tariffs and relying on, international means to produce our goods. Like, why can't we make it ourselves with plain paper, glue sticks, whatever you have. Paper is so accessible right now at this time, but it could go up in price. We don't know. But even people out there make their own paper. It's so crazy, and I love that idea. Right now I rely on my printer. It's a HP printer, Envy, and I think it's, oh, sorry for the car. Hold on. HP Envy 7640. And I kid you not, I've had this thing for a decade and it's still great. It's still, no, I kid you not a decade, maybe less than that. I kid you not, it's still putting out amazing prints, and my prints are like this. I mean, it's not like, you know, manufacturing quality like what you get in a manufacturer overseas. It's not like printer industry, but it's close, and it sells the point, right? It sells the point. Selling your point is amazing. And it does blacks really well. Look at my black color, it just poppin'. My pastels are amazing. This HP, I'm not sponsored, I should be, but I do have a subscription to my printer, which is cost effective. Oh my gosh. Good thing I checked, because I'm low on ink and I should be full on the ink levels, and I'm good because I can check with the HP printer, and it also has an app, and it allows you to check the ink levels on in the tray there, and I'm good. I'm full on color and I'm full on black and white, and they should be delivering me automatically in the mail cartridges, because you pay like a monthly fee for that. So that's something that you could think about having, a subscription for ink, if you're going to be printing a lot of, you know, if your business relies on stickers and booklets and sticky pads and things like that. And literally, if you sell enough, you could pay for that monthly fee and, you know, make a good profit with the stickers and the booklets and whatever you're creating, greeting cards, whatever you're creating for your business. So this is how I check, and it says that my levels are really good, and it'll basically tell you that the printer is ready. For more information about HP Instant Ink, visit hpinstantink.com, and then you can, you know, again, check your levels, and they will automatically send you the refill cartridges in the mail, which is really great. Sorry. Gosh, I keep checking and it says still 8 hours to upload from Premiere Pro to YouTube. So we'll see how fast this one. I'm wearing my apron, so I know which video is uploading to which. So that's an indicator, actually. So HP printer is important. Let me show you what I created. The video that I was trying to upload had so much information, but I have to do it over again on my phone. So I'm not going to try to make this long, so I'll be pausing. But the different kinds of shapes that I had and sizes was originally this size, and then I went downsized to this, and then finally I downsized to this and even more. I think yeah. That's it. That's as small as it's gonna get. Other than that, what I like, this is the finished product, by the way. These are just the jackets. So in printing, these are jackets if you're making a booklet or a book. And so basically, yeah, these were tests and drafts that I created. So I figured, yeah, I really love to journal, but do I really want to carry this in my bag? This is really big. Then I said, oh, okay, let's shrink it down to this. It's still creating, you know, using one 8.5 by 11. And then this one you can print, still 8.5 by 11, but it's the size that I like. I really like this. And, with Cricut, you have to use one paper. The way it lays it out, it won't lay it out in twos like which would be ideal. Now, if I had like I'm using a 12 by 12 by 12 mat, and if you wanted to do two pieces of paper, that's how you use it. But if you want a longer piece and print out two in one sheet, I guess you're gonna have to get a larger mat. So anyways, I love this size because you could just you still can journal, and you could still put a full-size calendar, and I'm going to be printing out a stencil calendar so you could create your calendar on 2 pages, so it's a landscape wise like that. And I feel like that is really important, because when I created the stencil for this size, yeah, I still like this size because it's more compact. And instead of doing it like this, like a calendar, you could use 2 pages, and you could use that still as a calendar, but also flip more pages to do journaling or bullets or all kinds of, you know, lists, shopping lists, and then start the second calendar. And you know, there's still room to grow. I mean, it depends on you on how you want to set up your pocket journal. I call it pocket journal because, yeah, you could literally stick it in a pocket. So yay, pocket journal. Anyways, that's the size, and let me show you the tools. Again, a printer is very important, and I like that. I have a scoring board and score, and this is from Memory Keepers, and I bought this years ago, and I'm finally like utilizing it, and I really like this. It has this little butter knife, but it's actually well rounded, and it basically just scores. It just makes a mark on your paper so that you have a way to fold it without cracking the cardstock, because I found out that thicker cardstock will crack if you just bend it just by hand. But if you score it, then it'll have a little indentation for you to bend the paper more easily and more professional looking. So those are what makes my spines. And then I use, again, a glue gun, and I have this 100 temperature giant size. Again, I bought this years ago, and now I'm like realizing, oh my gosh, I need these. And I have 2 bags of these, so these are gonna come a long way. And I have a glue gun, and those are the mini rounds, and I have this little glue gun stand. I love it because then you can put your glue gun on here, and it won't, like, you know, be laying on the table scorching all kinds of things. So this is very safe. I wish this metal thing was a little bit more longer so that the glue would fall. So I have to find a piece of ceramic or glass to put this on so it won't ruin my table. Right? And so that's what I also use. And this is the best thing also. This is Memory Keepers. And this is what I use to laminate and also bookbind. So it's a binder and a laminator. And the paper and plastic go through this one, and that laminates, it comes out through this side. And bookbinding, you just simply put in your booklet and you place it in the slot. When it's red, it means it's hot, and then you press bind, and then it heats up the plate inside. And then when you have your booklet ready to bind with the glue, then you place it in here, and it heats up the glue so hot, but it doesn't scorch the paper, which is great. And then I tap down the edges of my inside of the book, of the paper, so it's straight after cutting them. Again, this is a technique that I have perfected in my own way, and it just binds it perfectly. Look at that glue. So I'll show you the steps. Okay, kind of pretend that we're ready to bind these pieces of paper. I've printed out my many sheets of paper, and it looks like this. So I get my 8.5 by 11 sheets of paper, blank paper. On my computer, Adobe Illustrator, I have created a background, okay? And then sometimes I'll use color, and sometimes I won't. Sometimes I want to be, okay, I want to be more cost effective with my ink. As you could see, my ink that I subscribe to. subscription service of ink. And I want to say multicolor. I want to be more cost effective. So I'll just have it black and white or draft gray scale. And that's okay because some of our booklets are just draft gray dots. So this notebook is very faint. You can barely see the dots. It's like light, very light gray. And then so I printed out this and you could see the dots. It's kind of like medium size gray. And so I had to reduce the, I had to make it less opaque and more transparent. And I came up with this, and it's a normal print, and you can barely see the dots, so it matches this cost-effective. And when you use dots, it's basically just a way for you to see where the lines are, and it's not, you're making your line in respect to the little dots. That helps you, bullet point and makes those straight lines. Basically, that's what it's for. Versus the lines, and I really like the lines, but I feel like I'm more zoned into the dots. So basically I print out 12 sheets of these, and I know I did it by measurement because I can see that the 1/4 inch will fit 12 sheets of paper, 1/4 inch binder. And when I get this printout sheet, I take my giant cutter, and it's an industrial professional cutter, and you have to invest in that. It cost me about $300. And basically I cut it in quarters exactly, so it ends up like this. Exactly. So this is measured at 4 3/4 by 5. So I usually like to see, and this is the sort of like a draft of what I did. And so I take the jacket, and we call this a jacket in the book industry world, a jacket. This is the spine, just like your spine. And then I fit it into the jacket, into the spine, like so. And I see that it is perfect. It's going to be a perfect book. And I like the way it's laid out with about a 1/2 inch of extra so that I could turn the page easily, and I could put little, and I'm going to make these little tabs just like, very similar to these, but sticker form. And I like how these are, and you could take them out, but the stickers that I am making, they're going to be permanent, I guess. Once you stick on the tabs, that's it. They won't be readjustable unless you want to. And I'm going to be creating these other stickies that I just discovered the glue. So yeah. So this is how I do it. And then I make sure that the edges are cut. These are not cut exact straight because this is just a sample. But I make sure that all of the edges are matched, and they're pretty much like this edge and this edge, but this edge is not. As you can see, it's ragged, but usually it's supposed to be straight like this. So once I do that, I take my glue gun, I got my insides, and then I glue with a small line right here in the spine, and I put a small line, and then I maybe put another line, and then another line, so maybe 3 of those passes of glue. And then while it's still hot, I quickly grab my inside pages, and I kind of push it down like so, tap it down, and it doesn't have to be straight. And then I like kind of massage the sides so I know that it is, going in straight. And then this, I know the top part is jagged until I place it in my book binding. And this is heated up and ready to go hot. And then when it's the glue sticks, 3 passes are in there and it's still hot and melted, I put my jacket and my inside pages in there, and then I wait for it to heat up. And you can feel the heat. You could generally feel the heat. and then I wait until it stands up by itself, and I know that the glue is setting into the edges of the paper because it's a hot plate down there. And then I kind of massage it straight, and you can feel that it's like setting up and it's in the spine. And then the sides, I massage it, and then until it comes out hot. And I'm gonna pretend it's this, and it comes out hot still. And while it's cooling down, I place it on a hot flat surface. And I don't have a hot flat surface. I mean a hard flat surface. I'm just gonna use this as a table, as an example. Then I just tap it down, and I make sure that the edge is straight, and I massage it straight. Make sure that the top is massaged straight, and then the edge is massaged straight. You get where I'm going at, right? And then when it's kind of done, I kid you not, I already had this inside. So I forgot that step. Forgot to tell you that step. Before I hot glue gun the pages inside, I have my liner up there, and then I glue it with a regular glue stick, and then I put the inside pages in there. So this one doesn't have the liner in there that I showed you, but this one does. So basically I put the liner in there, and then the inside pages, and then I do that step with the binder, and then I go in and I inspect it. Then when it's nice and cooled down, I get my glue stick, and then I glue the inside liner to the page. One thing that I noticed is that I didn't score the front at about a 1/4 inch, and because it's only an 1/8, it's having a problem opening up all the way. So that is the thing that I'm probably going to do, is score this a little bit more at a 1/4 of an inch, so that when I open it up, it will open up easily without too much tearing into the book. And that's the only thing I had an issue with. I am going to create more Pandyland in this form. Whoops. And then I already came up with winter, spring, summer, and fall, and those are the same as the cards that are online. And basically it's going to be winter, spring, summer, and fall. It'll be a 4-set journal set, and it'll be just like this. So this is the jacket, and this is how I printed it out, and then I put it in pre-cut, and it cut the scallops right here. And so I'm going to score it with my little scoring mechanism, fold it, score it again at a 1/4 right here, so it'll, when it opens up, it's not working so hard. Line it with my liner, whatever printout design you want. This one is Pandyland. That's another piece of paper, and that was glued onto the cardstock. That one was glued really well. And what happened was I made a mistake on gluing this too early. So what I do now is just glue the spine, and then I glue this after it's been binded, so it won't have holes or ridges in the inside liner. See, everything comes with a reason, and failure is always going to happen. You're going to have to test things out. You're going to waste a lot of cardstock and paper until you get it right. So again, this was the first one, but this was a book that I did not bind, and I tested it out, and I like it a little bit smaller. The print of the dots are too dark, and now I like it faded. Put on my I put on my sticker to see what it looked like, and so now this became that. And now this became the final product, which is this. And hopefully Sakura Summer will come next, because that's the next season. Winter, spring, summer, and fall. And let me show you the lineup that will happen with the booklets. So this is the inspiration: winter, spring, summer, fall. And of course, I can try to put all of the seasons on one booklet just to make one booklet and it look like this. I figured that, people will like the seasons individually and have it catered to just spring or winter or fall. So you see this is huge, and usually I carry like a book bag for just this, when I could just simply toss in this little booklet in a bag, and it's almost like a mini version of this binder planner, so you can see the difference. Yeah, this is more detailed, and I really like the theme that I was going for. And the theme is here. I have, you know, my calendar set up on this disc planner system, and this is winter. As you can see, this is the bookmark, and this is the month that I'm on, April. And then so with the seasons, I have all kinds of the 4 sisters, call them sister seasons. And right now we're in spring, so winter begins with winter, and so winter will have its own journal, pocketbook journal, and then spring is up now, and then summer is next, and then fall. So we'll have 4 of these and 4 different looks. So I'm looking at this cover, and I'm really not liking the way it turned out. It doesn't pop as much. I think it's too much red, so I might have to change it up a little bit. Maybe make this one yellow. The background is too reddish orange, and it doesn't pop out as much as I like, so I'm gonna have to change that cover. And so maybe like see how this pops out. I may have to change the background to a more orangey yellow, so she pops out more. See, that's how I work things out with product and R&D, research and development. So yes, they'll also include the stencil, which I will also have to fix, because now it is going to be half the size, like this much, and the square is a lot bigger, and then it will fall on 2 pages. So Sunday through, I'll just flip it around, like maybe like so, Sunday through Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, and it'll be like that. And you can mark in your own days, numbers, months, wherever you start. Maybe you bought this, you're gonna buy this in May, and you're gonna start in May. So that's the beauty of the stencils. You could create your own calendars and start off with the calendar year that you bought this. And I love that. It just, you know, makes sense than wasting January, February, March, already 3 months gone. With this bookmarker, I really love the concept of this small bookmarker, so I may make some also to match for the booklet, but it won't be, I don't know if I'm gonna have it laminated. We'll see. That's the beauty of having handmade. So just imagine having a smaller version of this into your little journal, pocket journal. That's gonna be so cute. It's also mini, and I love that. Love mini stuff. And when I go to places like stationery shops and I see something that I like, or 99-cent store, and I really like the concept, I'm gonna grab it and get that idea. So now that I'm gonna create another product, stickies, I love this where it has the months, and you could literally take it out and use it for this pocketbook journal. Look at that. And then you can stick the month and mark it, and then you could literally like or this way, and do like a bullet and say, okay, number the days this way, and then okay, these are the days that I'm gonna highlight with my highlighter. Notably, okay, green is gonna be the day that my registration is due, or my tuition is due, or a PTA meeting, whatever. I love this idea, actually. Rather than the stencils. But I like the stencil idea too. It just, you know, makes sense, because look at this flapping around. And what if it tears off? You're missing your month, right? But oh my gosh, I love this idea too. Oh, I'm torn. But 12 months with stickies, that's a great Tia. Oh my gosh, 12 months with stickies. Yes. Because what did I show you? I showed you my binder, my scorer, my glue sticks. Oh, this thing, this monstrosity. Oh my gosh, it's a flower press book press. So what happens when I'm done with the booklets? You know, there's sometimes it will curl, and I want to send it out in a nice flat, ever so flat. And the glue can also, you know, curl it. So when I'm done with cooling it off and it's glued, I'll take it into this acrylic press, and you can find this on Amazon. It's like less than $40 and it's worth it. I think it's the best because usually flower presses and book binding presses are made of wood, and you can't see right through it. And I love this because you can see your artwork right through it, and there's multiple ways you could use this. You could use it as a table after you use it, a stand or a picture frame to, you know, showcase your artwork. I mean, there's multiple ways of using this, and I use it just to press it and make sure that my final product for sale is straight and you know, it's not curling. Oh my gosh, this video is 30 minutes, so I'm gonna finalize this video by saying that look at my cute little cart here. It's a rolling cart that I got from, I think I got it from Target, and I love it because it holds everything that I need for production. Again, here's another one that you're gonna need. You're gonna need a ruler, and I like this metal ruler because it could help me straighten up my folds after I score it. So if I really want to fold it, and it looks like this when you score it, and when you want to bend it, you want to use a straight edge to get that bend so it's nice and professional. And see, I'm already doing it now. And this metal ruler, see how crisp that is? That's so cool. And it doesn't crack the cardstock because it tends to crack if you just bend it. But this will give you a formal bend. So, because it's not sharp like a knife, but it's sharp enough to give you that edge. But just be careful with this ruler. It is very sharp at the point, but I love it because it has like a little hole right there, and I could hang it. And I have this cart, and I have little hooks on here, and I can simply like place my ruler right here, and I know where it's at. I'm looking around for my stuff now more than ever because, you know, I'm a very busy person. If I have everything in a cart, like I have my press, I have a little, and this will be another video upload that I'll create because this is a very long video. It's almost 33 minutes and I don't want to make it that long. But anyways, that's the behind the scenes of the making of Homemade for Sale. And I hope you like it. There's going to be a couple of more things. I'm going to definitely make sticky pads, and I found the right glue, and that's going to be another upload. Printing my own sticky pads is great. This is a test run that I had, and look at this. I did this yesterday afternoon, and I wanted to test the sticky. It's a repositional glue, and it's very similar to the glue that you get on a sticky pad. So there's probably an inch of glue on this one, and I'm going to have to redo this because it's, you know, again, test and run, R&D, research development. This glue is really good because look, this is my own sticky pad, and I could reposition it on my own planner and it sticks. It really does work, and it's amazing. And I can print my own design on my paper, cut it to the size, and then put my own logo down here, and that is my product. That's another product, which is great for organizing and planning as well. So anyways, you all, thank you again for watching my channel and subscribing and liking and sharing and commenting. Well, I don't know if you can comment, but anyways, I'll see you soon. Stay Stay tuned, everyone. And don't forget to visit my website at www.drzhivago.com and purchase some of my products for sale. All right. And continue supporting this channel.